Alright. Welcome to my first official build guide in Diablo 2 Resurrected. So, I've been playing around with this Nova Sorc for a while, trying to get her to a point where I actually enjoy playing her, because I'm usually playing Bliss Sorc a lot, and I'm playing offline, so I'm trying to farm the runes to get Enigma so I can get teleported on my other builds. And it actually took some time for me to figure out a good way to build this Nova Sorceress so I didn't die all the time, that I could actually kill some lightning immunes and such. So right now I'm at a point where she can survive just fine on Players 8, Chaos Sanctuary. I do ball runs of Players 8 all the time, but she is not a good boss killer. So for Bale, I turn the player's count down when I have to kill him, but all of his waves I clear on Players 8. So let me just give you a look at the current gear setup that I have right now, and then I will show you some alternate gear later. So what really changed the survivability for me was when I was able to make a CTA. And this was the first one I made, and it rolled 6 to battle order, so I was pretty psyched about that. So this one, coupled with frost burns, is what makes sure that I have some decent mana. As you can see here, if we just go here, throw on the buffs, you can see I have 2500 mana. And this was actually the point where, as you will see here, where we can actually take some hits without dying. As you can see here, we can just stand here taking hits and we don't die. And now these are they have a little bit of health, these monsters, so it take a little bit of time to die. But this was what really helped my survivability, was to get this CTA to buff my mana, and to have these frost burns here to also give a big increase to mana. You could probably, if you have SOJs, you get 25% mana for each of them. You could put on Silkweave to get some extra mana, but what's very important for me to have this 2500 mana here. As soon as I got over 2000, I started to being able to survive. Pair that with an inside mercenary, and yeah, as you saw, we can just stand there on Players 3, as you see here, and take the hits. So in order to be able to actually kill something, what was very important was, first of all, to get some minus enemy lightning res. And I did this with the Crescent Moon rune word here. And it was really good on Players 1. There was not really a lot of problem. The archers in the pit were a little bit annoying sometimes, but on Players 1 it's minus 35% paired with a Sunder Charm is basically fine. Then as soon as I found a Griffins and I put a lightning facet inside to make it somewhat decent, I was able to start killing lightning immunes on Players 3 much better. And the only problem is that I didn't have the CTA yet when I found the Griffin, so I would die because I didn't have enough mana regen. But Griffins, Crescent Moon, and a Call to Arms, and you're basically set. The rest of the gear you want to focus on getting plus to all skills. So I have here Maras, which is super nice, very well rolled, but we don't actually care that much about resistances, because when you use Energy Shield, the damage you take to your mana, it doesn't depend on your resistances. No matter your resistance is high or low, the damage to your mana will be the same. So it's only the, let's see, 87% absorption rate right now, the Energy Shield. So it's only the 13% damage that actually goes through to your health, which the resistances matter. So of course it does matter if you have minus 100% in all of them. You're not gonna have fun. So The other important thing is that you want to have 75% poison res. This is the only resistance that's really super important, because when you take poison damage, it goes straight to your health. And this is where the mercenary also comes in. So you already saw he has the insight, but he also has the new cure rune word here, which gives him a level 1 cleansing aura. And this will make sure that when you're actually poisoned, it only lasts for about 10 seconds. And the same thing when you're cursed. So when you receive the mana curse, blood curse, or whatever the name is, that every time you spend mana, it burns away your health also. This one also doesn't stay for more than about 10 seconds. So the mercenary is super important for us because he has the prayer aura, which gives him plus 25 to healing. It stacks with the cleansing aura that gives another plus 25 to healing, and it stacks with the insight, which gives another plus 25 to healing. So this is plus 75 to healing per second that we're getting. And it basically means that when you're poisoned, you don't lose health, you still regenerate health. And when you take damage that goes through your energy shield, this 13%, they heal back up so fast that you won't even realize it, and you will see it when I do some gameplay after I go through the build. So what else is important? We need 1 point into warmth, and then we need 1 point into frozen armor. We need to, very importantly, max out telekinesis before we max out our energy shield, because it makes sure that our energy shield consumes less mana when we're actually hit. So I did the mistake of maxing out energy shield first and then telekinesis later, then I respec, and it's much better when you max out telekinesis first. As soon as you have something like 80% mana absorption in your energy shield, it's pretty fine. So if you can get your energy shield to about level 20 with your plus to all skills, then it should be fine. So our main damage dealer is Nova, of course. So we need to max out this one. We need to max out Static Field, which gives us synergy to Nova. And then we of course also need to max out Lightning Mastery. And then I also put 1 point into Thunderstorm because it does basically the same damage as Nova, and it's very nice for the monsters that are a little bit further away, that's not reached by your Nova. Then the Thunderstorm will kill those off. So for the gear, I already told you Frost Burns. We have a CTA on Switch with a Spirit. I am also using Spirit here on my main hand with the Crescent Moon. Then Griffin's Eye for this minus lightning resistance and plus the lightning skill damage. I'm using Mara's. We have here Skin of the Viper Magi. I just put an rune in it just like literally 2 runs ago to see if it would actually make a difference with the extra resistance. I had a perfect topaz in it before, and to be honest, I prefer the Magic Find over the extra resistances. So for the boots, I have here some rare boots with Magic Find just because I didn't want to take the wall traps off my bliss source. And it also gives me some resistances. I know I said it's not super important, but it does help a little bit, especially lightning from souls is really annoying, so it can be a little bit helpful. I have a Bull Kato's ring here because Nova really scales well with plus the skills. It would be much better to have an SOJ, Stone of Jordan, but this is what I found so far. I sold my only Stone of Jordan to get an Annie. I'm using Arak Mesh here for 1-to-all skills, but also for a faster cast rate. And then here we just have a Magic Find ring that I just found literally yesterday. I found this one. I was been looking for a 40% MF ring for a while, but this is what we found so far. So it's still better than Nagel I was wearing before. Alright, I have 1, 2 lightning skillers. We have a Geeds, We have here a perfect lightning thunder and some mana charms. I have a decent torch here, very nice actually. And then we have a very nice Annie also, and then we have 3 MF charms here just to get some extra MF, because this is one thing that the Nova Sorc has. She is very low on Magic Find. As you can see here, my Magic Find is 110 right now. And yeah, almost half of it is from the Geats, right? So yeah. Alright, so I think I forgot to mention one other thing that's very important is faster cast rate. We want to reach 105%, so we can reach a breakpoint there. It's the second lowest breakpoint we have for Source, so it makes sure that we can cast our Nova really fast and also teleport fast, which is nice. It's also nice to get 86% faster hit recovery. But I just settled for the 60% breakpoint, but if I could get an extra 15%, that would be nice to reach the next breakpoint. So if you don't have all of this gear that I have, let me show you some other options. Obviously Shaco, if you don't have the Griffin's Eye, it's paired really well with, we already have minus 35% to enemy lightning rest, so it's still good for players 1. On players 3 it's not, we need some more minus lightning rest. If you have Sandstorm Treks, here you don't need ethereal ones. Here, what we care about here is the big poison rest and 20% faster hit recovery. It's also nice that it gives us some vitality and strength, but yeah, most important is the poison rest, so we can get to 75% so we don't die from poison. If we put on the Shaco, right, we lose 25% faster cast rate, so we should probably put on Mage Fist, so we still get back up to at least 105, right? 105%. You see my Magic Find also increased with the Shaco one. Yeah, I can just show you here with a normal Viper Magi that's not extra resistances, that we still have some fair resistance here. I would probably put on the Sandstorm Treks now instead of these boots, just to max out poison res, and I don't really care if lightning res is a little bit negative, but that's how it goes sometimes. It's very nice to have max poison res on this build. If you don't have Maras, you can use a rare amulet, like this one is pretty nice. It also gives a lot to poison res and 1 to all skills. You could use Tal Rasha's amulet if you have it. You could also use Tal Rasha's amulet, Tal Rasha's belt, and Tal Rasha's armor if you have it, to get some extra Magic Find. It also gives you some decent cast rate, but it gives less than the Viper Magi and the belt, so you probably need to put on a ring with some faster cast rate to reach the 105 breakpoint. You could probably also use an Ormus Robes if you have one. Silk Weave is another boot that's nice because it gives you mana after each kill and increased maximum mana with 10%. If you care a lot about Magic Find, you could put on Chance Guards. And on the offhand, before I was actually using this Warp Spear to get 6 points to Energy Shield, 3 to Sorcerer skills and 3 to Energy Shield, so I was using this as a pre-buff when I was casting my Energy Shield before I had the CTA. Scalder's Ire is another solid choice for an armor to get some Magic Find. It also gives 1 to all skills. If you by any chance don't care about killing lightning immunes, you could go for Ishuta's Temper, which will give you 40% cast rate, lightning skill damage, and 3 to sorcerer skills. Then you of course also don't need to have a Thunder Charm, so it would also help you a bit on your Lightning Res. And yeah, I guess this is for the charms, you know. It's nice to have or for the gear, it's nice to have the Lightning Skillers because, as I said, she really benefits from the extra skills. But let's just put on here, I'll just keep on this Viper Magi to show that we don't really need the resistance so much. Let's also keep the tracks on right too. Or let's see. Let's just try with 54% poison res so you can see how it goes. Put on the frost burns again. And let's see, we have player levels 3. Alright, so let's do a chaos run just to see how it goes. Put on all of our buffs. Now let's kill some dudes. As you can see here, we're poisoned, but we're not really losing health even with the 54% poison res. Just cast some static to take off the life from these guys. Your static, it goes off screen. You can see here, these specters, they still got hit by my static even though they're off screen. And they're normally lightning immune, right? But they die super fast even here on players 3. I really like killing these because they have a higher chance to drop runes and charms, so it's nice to kill them. And yeah, if you're like me, you like to find a lot of items. Oh, a Shaco. Then I really like playing on players 3 because it actually gives you a much higher chance that basically all enemies will drop at least one item. As you can see, we just had 3 that dropped nothing. But putting the player's difficulty up, pick up the flawless gems also, it really helps out in you finding more items. And 3 is the best spot to put it in my opinion, because players 3 is not so much more difficult than players 1. It is of course more difficult, the monsters have more health, but it gives you basically the same amount of drops that you would get on players 8, basically. Of course you do get a little bit more drops on players 8, but the difference is minimal. And it's much easier on players 3 than on players 8. And as you may have noticed, the only enemy that's really a danger to me here is when we have a lot of these Venom Lords spitting fire on me. Also these guys, if I stand still, they are not nice. But as you can see, we're on players 3. We're killing stuff pretty fast. Here we lose a little bit of life. But we always have a rejuve we can pop. And yeah, as you can see, our mercenary, he is also doing pretty fine on players 3. And he doesn't have any life leech. The only healing he gets is from his prayer aura. As you can see here, now it's plus. So let me just give it back up. Now it's plus 27 because I give him a buff here, right? Then we have Arcane Valor here to give him 2 extra all skills, so we can get more healing, because if not it would be 21. It's still fine, but it's like to buff it up. And then we have the cure and the insight, so that's it. Let's kill here the last seal, and you'll see Diablo will die a little bit slower than the rest. Here we might die if we're not careful, pop some rejuves. It's basically the only thing that's dangerous in the Chaos Sanctuary right now is this mob here, you know, which is ridiculous because usually I'm scared of these Oblivion mages that curses me all the time, but I don't even care about curses anymore because they last about 10 seconds. So let's see here. Kill Diablo and then we'll go take a Bale run just to see how we do that on players 8. And he dies a little bit slow, but it's not too bad. Let's see if we got a good rare belt here. Not bad, 11 strength, 60 to health and 30 cold res. Not bad. So let's try here. Worldstone Keep. And we're not terrorized. That's fine. Let's see, kill some beetles. Normally you would probably also be scared of all of these beetles and all of this stuff here in the Worldstone Keep, but we don't really care about anything, you know. As you see here, the poison is annoying, you know. But we're still not, now I'm in town, so I'm not healing from my merc. But I'll just show you here if we put on these guys to get some full poison rest, right? That will be fine. You can see here we're already healing. Alright. Oh, I haven't found it yet. I forgot I had reset the map. So it's very nice with this one that you can actually kill stuff on the way, because as I said, she's not too high on magic find, but she kills very fast, as you can see here on players 3. And it's nice to kill this stuff on the way because it has a higher chance to drop runes, right, when we kill a lot of stuff. And also the mobs, they drop a lot of good bases, you know, you can actually get some pretty cool stuff. And you can see here we're cursed now and should go, yeah, it already went away, right? So, and even standing here in the middle of all of these beetles, taking all of the lightning, we are not even close to dying. And here's the annoying curse, blood mana curse. So this is the worst, but let's just go away for like some seconds and now it's gone and we can kill them. So this is why it's super nice to have this mercenary with the cure rune word, because we're not cursed for a long time. I think I will not bother killing the mobs here because of this mana curse. Let's just find, here we go. And then we have, oh, but yeah. One thing you should be careful of always is these dolls, right? They explode and you die. It's one of the only things that still kills me. When I teleport here and I don't see that there's 100 of them, then... But luckily we can stand here a little bit far away and they won't even hit us. So... Clear out the throne room. That's it. Set the players count up to 8 to kill the waves. Just buff up again. So first round dies really fast. I like to stand right here for all of the waves. Throw down a little bit of static and then kill them off. Sometimes you have to pop a rejuve at this point, but 1 out of 10 times maybe. And as you can see, my life and my mana, it stays pretty decent. This next round is the most annoying round because they were lightning immune in the beginning. So just pop some rejuves and then teleport away so your merc doesn't die. Alright, let's just bow up one more time and then we just stand right up here. So every one of them gets to us. Throw some static and then kill all of them. As you can see, this fire, it also kills us, but normally I also don't need to pop a rejuve at this point. And then we go back up here because then only one of these big guys can get to us at once. They don't kill us and they don't kill our merc, so it's perfect. And as you see, this is on players 8, and I think I drank 2 rejuve potions here for the 3rd wave, and that's it. Kill a ball, we go back to players 1 because he has a shit ton of health and we don't have a lot of single target damage. So, static him up, pop off your Novas. There we go. Mana drain, we just take a short break so we don't lose all of our mana. Or you can pop a rejuve, it's up to you. I usually just wait a little bit because then my mana is fine. And now we're blood cursed, so just don't spam it anymore. Wait for it to go away and he dies. Easy game. So that's basically it. That's how I play my Nova Source, and that's a very nice build you can use. If you want to see a little bit more of the farming route I usually take, I usually start out here in Frigid Highlands just to get my buffs going. Kill this guy right here. Oh, let's just go back to players 3. And then after killing this guy, we go back down here, kill a Shank. See if we have some elites around him. Nothing worth picking up here. I usually go back to town. Take Pindle. Nope. Go back to town, and then we usually take a Nearly Tag run. I'll just show you here so you can see how the corpse explosion is not really being annoying anymore. Oh, that was a magic ring. Let's see if we found a 40% MF ring. There we go. Let's see if he's this way. Nope. Up here. Yep. Static. Its teleport is a little bit annoying on PlayStation, but as you can see, very easy to kill him even on players 3. He didn't even get to cast corpse explosion. That was a little bit of a shame. Then I usually go do Blood Raven, no sorry, do the Countess, but I forgot I reset the map again. Let's just do the Summoner instead. So I usually do a key run of each. Normally I would just kill these Spectres here to see if they drop me a rune. Oh, there was a charm. Nope, large charm. There he was. Lucky guess. Do one of each, check for one of each of the keys. Do a Trav run. If I was online, I would probably also do Andariel, but because I'm offline and I already have a ton of Shakos and Viper Magi's, there's really no need for me to do Andy anymore. Here's one of the other places where I usually die sometimes, because they used to be lightning immune, right? But I just pop a rejuve. See here if we found something. Amulet. Oh, could have been Oculus. But it wasn't. And then let's do Mephisto because he's terrorized. I have to find him, right? So just follow the left wall. There we go. I like to kill also the elites down here. Especially when it's terrorized, because they have a chance to drop any item in the game. Kill this guy. Kill the council again. Let's see, there they are. And as I said, these guys are a little bit deadly, but just pop a rejuve in time and we're good to go. Oh, I really wish I would find a Death Fathom, right? I find so many Spired Helms, but they always seem to roll green. I'm sorry, not Death Fathom, Nightwing, right? I would also love to find Death Fathom, but... So as you can see, the bosses, they die a little bit slower, but that's not that bad. Compared to the survivability, it's awesome, right? So that's basically it. That's a full run. I usually start out in the Frigid Highlands with Eldritch and Shank, then go take on Pindo, we go take on Neelithag, we go take on the Countess and the Summoner to see if we can find one of each key. Then we take on Travancore. If Mephisto's terrorized, I would take him on. If Andariel was terrorized, I would not be running anything. I would just switch to my Bliss Sorc and only run Andariel. And then we take a Chaos Sanctuary and a Baal run to finish off back in Act 5. So when we join the next game, we're already there. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like or a comment or subscribe to the channel. You know, I really do appreciate it. And I think one of the next videos I'll be making is a guide to the Bliss Sorc. So I can give some tips on how to get started, how to find the gear, how to actually get to this level where you have nice gear. I can give you one tip right now. What really helped me out was Terrorized Andy. I can't tell you how much nice shit I found from Terrorized Andy. Like all of these runes, Cham, Bear. I found the Ohm rune also to make the CTA. I found my Griffin there. I found... It's not here in this character, but I found a Nightwing also. I just found the Crown of Ages. Like, so much godly shit she drops. It's insane. Like, it's... If Andy is terrorized, please go there, please farm her, because it's awesome. So, once again, thank you guys for watching, and may the God of Luck be with you and drop many bear runes for you guys. Cheers!